welcome back to my channel. This is episode number 2 of the Ancient Origins series that I started last time. And if in the last video we were talking about Darwin's theory of evolution, today we're gonna further develop this topic and find out what clues does our DNA give us about our origins. And more importantly, are we the result of a genetic modification? Let's find out. I also said in the last episode that the similarities between humans and monkeys is what inspired Darwin's theory of evolution. And after all, our DNA and their DNA is 98% compatible. We are so compatible, in fact, that you could actually donate blood to a monkey and it would survive. And yet, genetic tests have confirmed that we are in fact not descendants from monkeys or Neanderthals. Then why are we so similar? Many of Dolores Cannon's books mention pieces from the beginning of human life on Earth, and her discoveries are quite fascinating. For those who don't know her, Dolores Cannon was a hypnotherapist specialized in past life regression therapy. She was practicing for over 50 plus years, and as her therapist kept expanding, she eventually developed her own hypnosis technique that put her in contact with the most unknown depth of existence. In her books, she tells about the existence of a galactic council that regulates creation and life. And then, when a planet reaches the point that it can sustain life, there are different groups of higher beings or extraterrestrials that deal with maintaining that life, meaning they make sure that life develops in a harmonious way. Well, these beings are known as the archaic ones or the ancient ones. I want to mention though that everything starts and exists because of the source, the universe, or God. The term that you want to use to describe this is your choice. But it's just that the creation and the maintenance of life is not just a duty of the source itself, but it's a shared task. Now, to create an intelligent being, they had to choose an animal with a large enough brain to be able to learn, and an animal who had hands, who could develop tools. And so that's why they choose the monkey. But in order to create a human being, genetic manipulation was needed. They mixed the monkey's DNA with the DNA of higher life forms through the universe. You might not believe me, and you might also think that this information is just like taken from a science fiction movie. So let's analyze the human DNA a little bit and let's see what we can actually find out. Let's see if there's actually any evidence of any genetic modification. If we look at the DNA of the monkeys, they have 48 chromosomes, and in the meantime, us humans have only 46 chromosomes. And the question that made Darwin question his own theory was, why do they have more chromosomes than us? The answer is chromosome number 2 itself. It seems that monkeys have 2 separate chromosomes, whereas us, humans, chromosome number 2 is made up of a very particular union. Chromosome number 2, it has always been very controversial for scientists. Chromosome number 2 makes up 8% of all the human DNA, and it has the longest genetic expression, and is what actually makes us different from any other species on Earth. That's what gives us the skills that we have as humans. So I want to mention a study that proves this. And The study is peer-reviewed science, which means it was analyzed and approved by scientists, by specialists in the field. The study was published by the National Academy of Science in the United States and is the volume 88, published in October 1991. The title is Genetics, but it's the subtitle that says it all. Origin of human chromosome number 2, an ancestral fusion of telomere to telomere. So if we look at a chromosome, it basically looks like an X, and within that X, we find the two strands of DNA that form the double helix. And at the end of each X, there's a DNA sequence that repeats itself over and over again. And it's meant to protect our chromosomes. Imagine the plastic pieces at the end of each shoelace. It's kind of the same thing. The telomere protects our genetic information. And so the thing that makes chromosome number 2 so controversial is that it has telomeres both at the end of the X and in the middle. Well, telomeres are usually found just at the end of each chromosome. So that's exactly the place where the fusion was made between monkey's DNA and genes of extraterrestrial life forms. And going back to the study, it concludes that chromosome number 2 is the relic of an ancient telomere to telomere fusion. It marks the point where two ancestral monkey chromosomes were merged to form the human chromosome number 2. This means that indeed the longest chromosome in human DNA, the one that makes us different from any other species on Earth and gives us the skills like logic, for example, is actually the result of a genetic modification, exactly as Dolores Cannon said in her books. Moreover, the study says that the fusion could not have happened under natural conditions, at least not under what we consider today to be a natural condition. And the fusion was made extremely precisely because the parts of the chromosome that would have overlapped were eliminated. It's precisely the precision and accuracy in which the fusion was made that remains a mystery. Personally, I think the study is really important because science is slowly beginning to demonstrate what ancient spiritual traditions already knew, without having any access of our knowledge and technology today. And that's because they had a much deeper connection with spirit, with source. I'm gonna stop here for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you can help me by hitting like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Light and love.